As footage from Epic Universe dominates social media feeds and readies for its first guests to walk through the Chronos on May 22nd, 2025, Disney is struggling to do all it can to attract guests this summer, including by increasing its entertainment package to provide for a nighttime parade, something Walt Disney World has been lacking for well over a decade. And rather than bring back the fan-favorite Main Street Electrical Parade, this nighttime spectacular promises all new floats featuring characters both old and new, and you aren't going to believe the franchise Disney has chosen to get its own float. Just don't be surprised if you don't immediately recognize the characters on it. Let's talk about Disney Starlight, Dream the Night Away, Walt Disney World's newest nighttime parade for the summer of 2025, here on That Park Blaze.
What are you on about, man?
Sorry. I just got so excited over this news right here because guess what? We've been waiting for anything related to what the Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away parade. And boy, did we get it in the best way possible. Folks, if you haven't seen this, buckle up, because you're about to see what the Disney company really believes in when it comes to this nighttime parade that, by the way, is going to be facing competition from Epic Universe. Let me go ahead and share my screen here just 1 second. You can see right here, this is the Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away official page on the DisneyWorld.com website there. Now, it doesn't offer much in the way of details, and we've seen this piece of concept art for a little while. Fortunately, they did release some more concept artwork slowly but surely. You can see right here features Moana right here, and you can see we have an Encanto float, which, by the way, is a much beloved movie and so forth, so that's very good. We also got a little bit more information from the Disney Parks blog a couple of months ago. See right here, switching gears to Magic Kingdom Park, a nod to the past with our eyes firmly set on the future. Well, that's an interesting motto to be attached to this. And you can see right here, there are some references to the Renaissance era, right? The Silver Age for Disney. Princess and the Frog, well, she's got to be in there. You know she's got to be in there. Come on. We can't do a parade without her.
She has to be everywhere.
Yeah, Tiana's the only black person that the Disney parks have ever heard of, so.
Of course. Well, while we were live with this show, by the way, it just broke. I think broke about, I want to say 15 minutes ago now. Here we go. Disney Parks, you're a star! Your first look at the Wish float coming to Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away at Magic Kingdom. So, we were talking about redeemable qualities when it came to this film. Apparently, Disney, they believe that this is the redeemable quality here is that it's going to go right up against Epic Universe and get all of that business from over there in order to see this amazing Wish parade float. This is some delicious stuff.
Hey, it looks like they put more effort into the goat than they did into making sure that Tiana's ride was working.
I think they did, by the way. That's an accurate assessment. The goat was one of the funnier parts of the movie. I'll say that. And a very forgettable movie. I mean, like really, really not great film. The things that they did in order to try to make it seem like it was 2D animation, even though it was 3D, all it did was rob the movie of depth. I mean, if you look at even just the opening shots of Beauty and the Beast, when they show the castle off in the distance as they show the titles and all this, and I mean, for me, I can picture the soundtrack in my head as I'm describing it. But the things that they used to do to make these things great, the multiplane camera, the things that they now take for granted, Wish is not it. Wish is the bottom of the barrel for Disney animation. And I would have thought that Strange World was the bottom of the barrel, but somehow Wish came out, and it was, as they added back in music, and they shouldn't have. It's the only time I've ever said they should not have done music in a Disney film.
No, I think it was worse off for the music actually featured in that specific production. And, I mean, there were, I guess, the GOAT, voiced by Alan Tudyk. Not bad, Chris Pine. Not bad. But I don't think anybody really resonated with these characters all that much. And we know that because, well, remember, Marvin, I think you can take it away from me here.
So first of all, when I went to Cast Connection, the cast member overflow store where all of the unsold merchandise goes, We did an entire article about it for That Park Place. It was all Wish everywhere. It was Wish and Pride merch everywhere. It was the whole store. And then I have been in Epcot on days where it is exceptionally crowded. Now I'm talking days where Figment has a 45-minute wait. The one thing that consistently has no line is the line to meet this lady.
I'm sorry. Who's this lady again?
This is Asha. She is the lead character. She's apparently she's diverse. I don't know if they get specific about that. She is the assistant or becomes the assistant of the guy who runs the entire country.
Yeah. I saw the movie.
People give up. Oh, did you? Well,
yeah, no, she's Asha, the bestest ever girl boss with dreadlocks, not to be confused with Osha from The Acolyte, who is the bestest ever girl boss with dreadlocks.
Yeah,
I was getting confused there.
What about the best ever Little Mermaid? I mean, but anyway, when you watch that movie, and you do forget about almost all of it, Jonas, you forget that the villain would have been better off running that country forever from beginning to end. There was no win in that moment, and I think you went on and on about that before when this movie came out, and I agree with you. I think the villain's the good guy in the movie.
Right. He's the one who creates things. He's the one who there's some confusion in the movie. Like people give up their wishes in order to and they don't exactly explain how people giving up their wishes causes the kingdom to run, but giving up their wishes allows the kingdom to run. And then the King Magnifico takes one wish and grants it for whatever person, and Asha loses faith in him when her dad's wish, which her dad doesn't even really seem that interested in having his wish occur, of being a great songwriter that affects things. I forget the specific dream, but he says no to that specific wish because his wish might be used against the king if the song was inspiring and cause people to rise up. And that was the moment when Asha decides that the king is horrible. There's kind of a difference here between wishes and dreams here as well that they don't really get into. And at some point, the king decides.
I thought that a dream was a wish that your heart makes.
It is. And apparently she, by the end of it, there's some indication that maybe she's the fairy godmother. Like it's supposed to be the Disney movie at the beginning of all of the Disney movies. And inside a lot of these wishes are references to other Disney movies. This was supposed to be some kind of celebration of 100 years of Disney. And it was just one of the best indications of how mismanaged this company is. They hit the box. They check the box. And this thing, I don't know how much it made in the box office. Didn't make much at all. So it's horrible. It's just horrible.
So I'm guessing this might be a ploy by the Walt Disney Company to sell that forgotten merch at Cast Connections finally with this new float, right? Is that what I'm getting at? Possibly. I mean,
right.
Why would you include this at all in your new Starlight parade? Especially when they started out advertising this with the use of the classic iconic characters. The first piece of concept art that came out was the Blue Fairy, was Peter Pan, and of course Elsa. But it's like, okay, those all make sense. Including Wish like this is just super bizarre in my opinion.
It's a classic technique. The Disney parks and the Disney entertainment people. Hold on just one second. Can someone explain, because this is something that Disney always does with their unpopular properties?
Yeah, I mean, to an extent. So we do have instances in which you have, let's say like we get some weird references, right? Maybe to Black Cauldron and like Tokyo Disney's castle there for a long time until it was switched out for the Cinderella walkthrough experience, I think. Possibly, maybe. Can't remember on that one. But we do get some, maybe references to old movies, old classic Disney films in some of these theme park stories and fare and all of that. But to actually make a prominent float like this, featuring a movie that did not at all do any business at the box office whatsoever, and was rejected almost universally by audiences. I think this is the first time I've seen this before, because we've just not seen that from like Home on the Range, for example, or Chicken Little, or I don't know, Black Cauldron in any of the U.S. parks anyway.
you had to say U.S. parks because of Black Cauldron, didn't you? Because there was a Black Cauldron attraction out at Tokyo Disneyland inside Cinderella's castle. This is Disney pretending that it's got something on their hands, and they really don't. Like Hercules was not a hit. It's a great film, but it's not a hit. Tarzan, not a hit. But you know, they're going to do a live act. Well, they probably won't do a live action reboot of Tarzan because their hands will be tied on the race swapping issue.
I think that float included in a parade, though, was a kinetic element that they wanted to play with, just like the monkeys, floats and things like that they've done from time to time, and obviously using the Lion King show. But they had that in parade form. I mean, you still see the monkeys. A lot of times the floats need to have like some kinetic elements. It's why you have like a group of people that are dancing down the street and stuff like that. They try to offer various. It's the same thing with theme park design. Their show design offers various eye levels to view. So in that parade design, and we had somebody here who actually probably helped contribute to that, or some of those things I would say at some point. But when we look at this particular float, this one, I'm like, this isn't going to last long, No. As long as the actor's equity contract for that performer, probably, and that's it. Because I can't imagine it's going to be, people are going to be like, what is this?
I was just about to ask, do you think we're going to be at a point now where this float will come down and kids will be like, Mommy, who's that?
Yeah. Well, that happens sometimes. I remember when Rebecca, is it St. Cloud? Was that her name in Tailspin? Showed up in the parks at the just around where the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea ride used to be at Walt Disney World, and the number of people went, "Who's that?" Like, well, Disney does that sometimes. Usually, it's not a princess character. That's the problem. But here we are. We've got an interesting story that is the intersection of theme parks and video games coming up. But before that, Dan's Life at the Kingdom Wish is not even popular. Their merch went on sale 3 weeks after release. They only have 2 meet and greets at Epcot. Snow White, that's 5. and it's not even the same Snow White that they're trying to promote. Because as far as I know, the Rachel Zegler Snow White, nowhere to be found at the parks. Maybe the Huntsman actually did his job. So Wish merch was like 40% off within 2 months. There at the parks. Fascinating to watch Disney struggle. The usual, like Vash said, the usual habit is for them to pretend like it's popular until it is remembered as a classic. It's just been like another one, I might point out. Princess and the Frog did not do fantastic at the box office.
No, they treat some of these properties too kindly. I mean, they refuse to take an L even when they took a massive L, and they're taking a massive L on the theme park side in the extreme. And I'm looking at the future for the theme parks, and the tables are turned completely over at this point.
Again, this was maybe a turning table thing here with this Disney Starlight Parade, in the fact that this was going to be the competition for Epic Universe in some way, at least this summer, right? Because they didn't really have much in the way of offerings outside of that, at least new offerings. So I don't know if this is indicative of Disney's, response, or maybe their line of thinking when it comes to marketable franchises. Oh, we're in big trouble. They're going to have Nintendo over there. Wish over here. I don't know about all that.
Yeah, definitely not.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.